All right, I'm invested
Hello,
in this.
guys and gals, me Mutahar, and ladies and gentlemen, don't worry, I got my full playthrough of Resident Evil coming out pretty soon.
I'm gonna be playing Resident Evil pretty soon. Also, I just can't afford it right now. I might have to wait a few days.
But ladies and gentlemen, there's a crazy thing that happened the other day. Did you know that Skynet just went live? Now, some of you might be like, whoa, what's Skynet? And if you say that because you don't know what it is, I feel old. But for people that do, it's actually an artificial intelligence from like the Terminator franchise. Basically, the military activates an AI, the AI goes crazy and starts a war with humanity. Now, we're not at something that cool yet, but basically, yesterday, the Army actually really integrated military to an extreme degree. Actually, this story's been happening for a couple weeks, so I kind of want to touch upon this.
It didn't happen yesterday. If it happened yesterday, it happened a decade ago. We're just hearing about
started out. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, yesterday there was a huge deal where one of the biggest AI companies in America actually ended up just getting declared a supply chain risk. Why? Because they didn't want to integrate their artificial intelligence into the military and be used to effectively mass surveil people and just start killing individuals. Now, this is a company known as Anthropic, and I'm not a huge fan of Anthropic simply because I like open source. I think artificial intelligences like all of these should be available for anybody to download and play around with. These guys, however, don't. They distribute everything behind their paywalls. Everything is connected entirely to their servers. And mind you, we talked about them literally a few days ago, bitching about how, you know, after stealing from basically everyone else, they're getting shit stolen from them. Anyways, they're the ones that put AI and safety at the frontier. Safety is such a huge deal for these guys that they decided not to work with the US military, I guess, after a certain point.
No.
Now over here, you
can't do that. You can't just not work with the US military when they want you to work with them.
Actual individual, Dario Amodi, who's actually the CEO of the company, was like, listen guys, we actually worked to deploy our stuff with the Department of War. We were the first AI company to deploy our models in the US government's classified networks. Yeah, there is an AI perusing around the classified internals of the US government, especially the military. In fact, Anthropic is the only company, from my understanding, that works with Palantir, okay? So, you know,
yeah.
I think this whole...
Also, doesn't Discord, didn't they have a thing where they were working with Palantir? I don't like any of this.
Statement is kind of a little to begin with. Like, why would you sign these contracts? Bitch, what did you think the Department of fucking War was gonna do when they were licensing your stuff? You knew that this was the eventuality of the situation. So of course, the way that this was actually discovered was, remember in like January, when Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro got completely captured? Well, apparently it came out that Claude, which is the AI that Anthropic distributes, was...
I think he's still in that prison with Diddy. Isn't that the prison he went to, the one with Diddy?
Used in that raid.
Ghislaine Maxwell,
nobody really knows exactly what's happening with that model, simply because we don't have the information. The government...
It's like Arkham Asylum.
We don't know how the model was used. We just know that it was. So the best way that I could probably imagine was the military utilized a lot of the map surveillance information they had on Nicolas Maduro, fed it into Claude, and was like, yo, Claude, come up with a foolproof plan to kidnap this guy. Make no mistakes. And Claude, being an exceptionally good artificial intelligence, figured it out and absolutely allowed probably one of...
I've been hearing things about Claude. I've been hearing things that I kind of want to try out Claude. I wouldn't use it on my main system, but I might put it on my laptop and have it like do things for me.
The fastest, most efficient raids you've ever seen, actually showing how good AI stuff is. So basically they said that Claude was utilized during an active operation, not just in the prep phases.
Okay, we're getting to dystopian sci-fi levels because we're doing the age verification thing and we're getting this. We're locking down the internet. Oh man, I don't like any of this. I don't like what's going on here. Using AI to fucking do raids and stuff. What are we doing? What are we doing here? This is starting to feel a little revelation-y, you know, a little into the Bible territory.